Hello, hello, hello! It's me again. It's Amy, your self-appointed tarot therapist. Glad to see you back. So, let me introduce the stars of the show. I mean, outside of me, obviously. Today, the main deck, as was today, will be Once Upon a Time. I really enjoyed this deck a lot. Easy to work with. Gogh Tarot, because we are going into... Oh, actually, wait, that's the thing I remembered. I'm so sorry. Give me just a tiny second. I wanted to use the Da Vinci Van Gogh this morning. Give me a tiny sec. So, I was literally in bed last night trying to fall asleep, and I was thinking, like, what decks I want to use today. And since we use the Gourmet, which is very food-oriented and very, Mrs. Claus in her kitchen, that makes sense. But for Santa, I wanted something different, and then I remembered, and it hit me like a truck, that I do have the beautiful Van Gogh deck, which is, very abstract and nighty and painterly, going back to all the little elves who are painting toys in the workshop and etc. So, this is for Santa. Oracle decks will be Cosmic Energies, because it's like it's a good theme. It goes well with the theme of the spread. And obviously the Divine Serenity deck. Here we are. Actually, wait, let me push it back up. Boom, 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 boom. So here's your screenshot opportunity, and I will see you on the flip side. Hello, hello, hello! Today I'm starting with air signs, since you guys gave me the most views on my last video. So we are... Oh, you're still a bit moody, still a bit unsatisfied and discontent about something. Is it in focus though? Let me just... Okay. So... is it like a seasonal depression, or just the holidays being a little not to your expectations? What's the story? Expecting something in return, or are you the one due to give back something to someone? I do apologize for the noises. I will try to oh my god, okay. I will try to lock my dogs in the back yard when I'll be doing my reads. So you keep tabs on someone, all the while you are being defensive, or they are, and there is a lot of choice. So, interesting. Are you keeping, or you might be keeping your choices open, all the while keeping tabs on someone. Tag, you're it. So, what's the good word for my air signs? Oh, work. Busy at work. Classic air sign energy returning. It's definitely you guys. That was a bit too much. But you might be rushing into a wish fulfillment, because we had the start just before the Ace of Cups. So you are straight into victory for new emotional fulfillment. That is good. If that was a Christmas wish, it's granted. I'm happy for you guys. Yay. You need a bit of holiday cheer to, get rid of that Four of Cups energy. Take that fourth. Literally, remember that fourth cup from the clouds? That's the Ace of Cups. Take it. And don't hesitate in starting new ventures. Zero baggage or very minimal, and just go enjoy the ride. Que sera, sera. Okay, so this card literally landed on my dog's head and back. Knight of Cups. Make that gesture, be romantic, be bold, be dreamy, get lost in a dream, imagine, wonder, just, and express yourself. Make that card, write that poem, cook that thing. Ooh, is it in regards to a otherwise a bit cold, distant and detached lady in your life? Impress her. Make her undoubted. Oh, but you will have good luck, so put in the work and you will be blessed with good luck. Yeah, so the Queen of Swords is normally a little bit guarded and a bit defensive and cold because she has been hurt in the past. So it's coming from a place of protecting herself. She's also very witty and clever, so but she can also be very nurturing and motherly, not necessarily having to be a mother, just in her presence, her intentionality, how she nurtures and grows everything. And my dog will drive me crazy. Teenage dogs are worse than teenage kids, I swear. At least with a kid you can just pop a video game in his hands and he'll be happy. Back to the Queen of Swords Empress. Maybe she's like an intellectual who likes books or things that makes her brain work. Some people need mental stimulation to feel excited and, you know, in the zone, or just happy and content and fulfilled. What am I doing? You can tell it's been a long process because I'm losing my marbles. Ay, ay, ay. But it had been super fun, and I'm just so freaking happy to reach the conclusion of a project. If I can be a little me-centered again for like 2 seconds, there was an event in my life where I didn't finish something and it felt so bad and so like heavy on me that I couldn't finish whatever project. So I got this silver crow figurine from a Japanese anime manga. I have no idea what the fuck that is. It's this silver character with like a green face mask that is just ovalish, and there's no texture, no nothing. It's just like an oval, like almost like a mirror mask, and he has silver wings. It's like a mecha type of deal, but smaller mecha. And so I assembled that figurine with Japanese instruction, or just like visually what the manual was showing me, and I assembled it on my own, and it felt so good to finish something, to have the completion point reached. And from that tiny figurine assembly, I tackled bigger projects, finished them, and so on and so forth. Sometimes you need a tiny thing to motivate you and show you that yes, you can tackle bigger projects and finish them and see them to the finish line. So let's see what Santa has for you guys. And you know what? I'm gonna do the 8 card situation. Let's be generous. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, it's the season to be giving, although I might have to, yeah, just a little. Okay. Everything in sight. And why are you crooked though? Okay. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Aww. Hi, Chihuahua. Here it is again. Here's that freaking tower again. Okay, air signs. Let's dive into this. The gifts already delivered. What blessings and growth from this year have you forgotten to unwrap and appreciate? That you have walked away? Or that you made slow progression and now you are more perhaps methodical, more focused, more practical in your approach to new horizons and new ventures. We often limit the 8 of Cups to just walking away from what you have emotionally invested in. And it's a lot of emotional investment, I'm not gonna lie. But we don't emphasize enough that by walking away from one thing, you are literally walking on the path of something new. It's like that Four of Cups. You refuse the Three Cups, but then you have that fourth coming your way. You walk away from these Eight of Cups, but then the Knight might be somewhere just outside the imagery of the card. Except that now, on top of being on the road, you have a more methodical, more patient, more resilient and resolute, and more steady approach to the situation. You still have a sense of emotionality, but it's now more grounded and more with a sense of purpose. You know what you want, you know how you want to get it, and you are putting in the work in a practical, substantial way to reach that Nine of Cups. Which is, see, like, this is how you can transform a sort of bad-ish or less stellar energy into something positive. The Sun. He flipped out when I was before I reached the whole positive chat. So you see, like, walking away taught you that you can see things from a different perspective. And with that different perspective, different approach, more practical, more grounded, you can reach absolute freaking happiness. And recognition, celebration, and good news on the horizon. So this is like a double good stuff coming your way. Be right back. So then now, second position, the empty sack that you carry. What are you ready to give freely? Love, time, forgiveness, creativity, without expecting return. And that is such a beautiful clarifying energy we have with the Two of Cups. It's you giving your love, but it's mutually reciprocated. And so I was thinking about this last night, I think, when I was going to sleep, that in tarot reads, especially on YouTube, people tend to, and it's kind of normal, I'm not holding a grudge, but we tend to associate this strictly to human relationships and strictly to romantic human relationships, where when you take a step back, the Two of Cups it's such a wider, richer, more in-depth capability of being a reciprocal love situation. It can be a parent, it can be a friend, it can be a co-worker, it can be platonic, it can be intellectual, it can be a plethora of variations of love. Like the Greeks had 7 words for love. We only have 2, like and love. So, I mean, appreciate is in the same cousin-ish, but it's not at the same level. So I think we diluted a lot our language by diminishing and reducing such a complex emotions to only 2 words. And by you being ready to give a cup to someone that equally wants to give back to you, it can be a lot of things. So don't limit yourself to just strictly romantic and relationship wise. And you are ready to give love and abundance freely. And here I can say maybe just a grounded, nurturing sense of love to whoever is giving something back in exchange to you. It's not just, let's say, love poems, but it's something that you can grow and multiply, something that is grounded, something that is solid, something that you have plenty of. And this can be something just like the right idea, the right word, attention, just being present for that person, something that has a concrete, grounded repercussion in their life, and with that they can give back to you in the same equal measure, something that is beneficial to you and fuels your King of Pentacles energy back. And this can be literally you giving at work and getting a raise or a promotion, getting back to your family and having comfort and whatever family gives. Or it can be a lover and your lover giving back what they know that you love and appreciate, and you know. And we have the Knight. Oh, interesting. Passion, creativity, being motivated, being super creative, being just out there following your heart. So this is definitely creative endeavor in here. But there are still a little bit of things hidden, unclear, maybe unsaid, or just hidden and not clear as of yet. So clear that stuff up and don't be afraid of expressing yourself and of asking questions and raising concerns, or because with the moon it's a sense of treading very cautiously because you don't see too far ahead, and because of that obviously humans are programmed to be cautious and be scared, or just, you know, a fight or flight alert mode. So you are, in one hand you want to dash passionately into it because it feels good. On the other hand, you need to slow down because you are unsure of how things might shape up 3-4 steps down the line. So it's a conflicting energy. The child awake at midnight. What childlike wonder, excitement, or belief in magic can you reclaim right now? That the spiritual world is as valid as the scientific world, and you can listen to your intuition as a very deeply trustworthy collaborator to guide you out of the fear of the moon energy, out of the unclarity of the moon energy. You can trust your own intuition, your own gut feeling, your own cash and cookies, whatever. I'm trying to, because I'm like so much into computers and online life that it's, so this is literally so like when you log into a website, the website speaks with your computer, and there's like that whole signature and whatever things being done behind the scenes. The High Priestess is literally the website remembering that authentication signature thingy and allowing you access willy-nilly at 3 a.m. if you want, because it knows that you are a trusted, safe thing. And same back on your end. Your PC, Windows, or whatever will allow you to go on that website because they know that it's a trusted source. So it's like a collaboration between you and something else, but something that is metaphysical, something that is out there, that is not always scientifically provable, because we are not that much interested in those things. The closest we are coming to intuition is a bit of neuroscience, I think, a little bit of that, and psychology a bit, and a bit of quantum physics. So it's like an amalgamation of these three entities that are trying to figure out what the intuition is. But trust that your own intuition you know what's best for you, and your intuition is there to like nudge you in the right direction. This could also mean that you are sort of keeping some collaborations a little secret, or not divulging every little detail of a collaborative effort, because the High Priestess knows, but she doesn't say. She keeps her wisdom to herself unless someone asks the right question. We have the Page of Wands. It's all about trusting that fire, that inspiration, that childlike wonder to just get off the beaten path, or get off the main road and go onto the beaten path, go in the forest and just discover beautiful flowers. And holy fuck, that one jumped out. Abundance, and maybe you will strike like your best idea that will inspire you off that main road. And the card that jumped out was the Page of Cups. So with the Page of Wands, communicate passionately, trusting that you are safe, how you feel, your emotions, and just your dreams, your aspirations, your inspiration. All that childlike wonder doubled, but both on the fiery creative end and on the deeply emotionally felt end of things. And it's interesting because the position is the child awake at midnight, and we have literally 2 pages, which is the childlike energy in the tarot, because they are the youngest, smallest entry level in each suit. The Rooftop Miracle. What unexpected gift or opportunity is about to slide down the chimney of your life? Clarity, communication, very much plotting and strategizing something, being a little cold and aloof, but very bird's eye view on the situation. Concerning multiple options, perhaps a bit of illusions and delusions. Maybe you need to clear something out so that you are not, your judgment is not clouded. And with the King of Swords, he's literally chopping heads like, okay, that's fake, that's a snake, that's a dragon, that's a ghost, I don't need that, I want the castle, the gold, and the love, which are attainable and reachable. So he has that discerning capability to him to really hone in and see things for what they are, connect the dots, eliminate superfluous things, so you have a better line of sight in what truly has weight and meaning and potential proceeding forward. If you are an intellectual, don't hesitate in using that in your life to help you make decisions. And we have the King of Cups in moderation, with a sense of acknowledging that others have emotions too, and don't be just too cold, too calculating, and too strategic. Allow the King of Cups to maybe center you, but also tone down the harsh, coldness of the King of Swords to make the chopping of choices a bit more palatable and a bit more not as harsh, not as critical, and not as, poorly received by whoever option is chopped out. Seven of Pentacles. Reflect on past situations, behaviors, patterns. See what lessons you have learned from the past that can help you make the proper decisions going forward from this moment on, obviously. Ho 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 from the heart. What a generous wish do I send out to the world and myself this Christmas? Well, you're not being very generous by holding on, I will say that. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. You are holding on to your fire. So maybe you tend to be overly passionate, overly... There's a sense of drama and flair with this guy. And just like, he's charismatic, but he knows that he's charismatic, so he uses that as a tool to gain an advantage over situations. And the generous wish that you send out from the heart is for people to, and for you and for people in your life, to embrace that charismatic, playful, creative, assertive, go-getter energy, but to hold on just a little bit so that you are not extinguishing the fire that is fueling the creative fire of the King of Wands, that drive to get up every morning and do the work. So it's almost like a cautionary tale of don't run yourself into a burnout. but also watch out for your finances. Don't overspend on frivolous things, especially during the holidays. If you have a new contract, a new opportunity, hold on to it. But justice and fairness are also on the table and in the chat, so things will work out just perfectly fine. And perhaps you wish for fairness in situations that were unfair in the past. If someone was led by sheer raw passion, and it caused imbalance and an unjust situation, now you are holding on to that fire and looking how to better invest it and how to better send it out, all the while keeping the situation fair and balanced. And we have 8 of Cups and Death. So again, 8 of Cups, you started here in position number 1, walking away, and by walking away from something, you have literally changed the plot of the story. You allowed transformation to come into your energetic field, and perhaps from that you have learned something, or you're allowing growth to guide you on the proper, just, balanced, harmonious way proceeding forward. The journey down the chimney, the most important lesson or gift from this entire Advent Tarot journey adventure. The past will come back. You will reunite with with a Queen of Swords, creative, intellectual, sassy a little bit cold, a little bit defensive, a little bit high with her boundaries, but also very witty, very clever, very sharp. And it's coming from a space of she has been hurt, so it's not intentionally directly directed at you, the viewer. It's just how she is because of past trauma and past experiences. But there is a reunion with this person in your life in some capacity, and you do have fond memory with this person. I mean, look at how these, although it's a human and a mermaid, so different, there might be cultural differences or something meaningfully different in your in the characteristics. And now the Queen of Swords is a fairy, so like we have three major things that are different between you two, but it's coming from a place of enjoying each other's company, maybe swapping ideas and throwing the ball to keep it going, and it's just genuinely fun and warm-hearted. I mean, look at the way he looks at her. It's like just so cute and so tender and so nostalgic and beautiful. And maybe this beautiful nostalgic thing will melt the Queen's heart a little bit. Melt that ice around her heart, so she will be less defensive. And apparently there's nothing to be clarified here because the cards are not jumping out. And when they want, so when a message wants to jump out, trust me, it jumps out. Yesterday, one of the cards literally hit my nose. It was like such a powerful jumping out moment, like holy hell. It was funny. The magic of this moment, the energy and blessing of Christmas Day itself. What is here right now? And you might be a little bit weary, a little bit tired, a little bit exhausted, but holding on. Communication with the 8 of Wands, and also there's like a natural progression now from 8 to a 9. Are you expecting communication, or are you being a little bit defensive against communication or something coming your way? In either case, you're holding. Sorry for the interruption. So you might be in the last trenches at work, and it's just like exhausting because there's so much maybe emails flying your way, and you're just trying to get your stuff done before finally being released for the holidays and a little bit of vacation. On the other hand, if it's not work related, just communication with somebody else, Knight of Cups. I think it's the second time that we have, or is it the first? Anyway, with the Knight of Cups, make that gesture. It's gonna be appreciated, it's gonna be heartfelt. And if it's concerning that previous thing that we had with the Six of Cups and the Queen of Swords, definitely make that gesture. It will melt her heart and you will be in better terms to communicate proceeding forward. And you need to be less defensive and less holding on to a fort where the war has ended like literally 200 years ago, but you're still holding on because you are stuck in that mentality or that phase of it's still raging and I still need to keep my defenses up. And it's exhausting for nothing because you are just there out of sheer stubbornness. And on one hand it's good, on the other hand you are literally killing your own fire. So make that gesture, open up the gates to communication, melt her heart, and everything will end up beautifully. Don't worry. Don't worry, be happy. Last card, the gift under the tree for the new year. The seed of hope, intention or magic I carry forward into what comes next. Hoi vey, surprise! This is almost like a jack in a box, it's in a positive light. Okay, so surprise and a surprise clashing, or because the tower is definitely something that wasn't built on solid foundation is now being completely shaken to the ground, completely dismantled, completely broken down, and it's coming out of the left field, which obviously causes a whole wrap-up, a whole ending. It's like not only you are building new after this wreckage, but it's like you're building on a whole new land, whole new territory, whole new country. You know, it's like major endings. But if it brings you peace, and also depending on how strong that tower is for you, you might want to take a couple months, a bit of time out with the Star and the Temperance, and heal yourself, balance things out, so that you are not going, oh schnitzis. So you're not going into a new venture broken-hearted and being the devil's best friend. These cards popped out. So is the a Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the tower might be caused by the devil, resulting in the Three of Swords, so be very cautious of that if you can avoid this heartbreak, because you've been having a bit of a heartbreak recently, and I do not like to see that for anybody, but especially my air signs. Page of Pentacles. Try to have a practical approach to this. Resist temptation, or maybe study and understand what is tempting you, that is causing the tower to crash down, that is leaving you in a Three of Swords energy. Because the seed of hope, intention or magic being a massive ending and a heartbreak, it's a bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. So if you can avoid the tower, obviously I would advise to avoid the tower. And the Three of Swords, obviously same. Nobody enjoys that. Nine of Cups. You try to aim for this self-satisfaction, this happiness. But if you... okay, so in order to reach this Nine of Cups self-contentment, you need to have a practical approach to how the dismantlement of the tower will unfold in your life, how the major wrap up will unfold in your life, what lessons you have assimilated and integrated, so that you can have a more I mean, it's hard to say, to tackle the heartbreak with compassion to yourself first, to the other person or the other situation also, and to literally cut out the devil and let the devil die in the tower's crumbling remains, so that you can focus on pure, unbridled happiness. And so I'm gonna shuffle the oracle cards and let's see your last messages. Compassion. Didn't I speak about without using the word compassion? That's basically what I was yapping for like the past 2 minutes. Embrace others' differences, accept your own imperfection. Nobody is perfect, and yes, it's a bit of a strike to the ego, me included. But by being compassionate, by understanding others, and by putting yourself in their shoes, you have a more empathetic view on the situation. You grow yourself, you mature, you become stronger, and you are just more both emotionally and intellectually capable of navigating tough situations by being compassionate. And we have creativity, going back to that whole lot of Wands energy, King of Wands, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands. It's a whole lot of pure creative fire, which if you have like a break between the holidays, indulge in a hobby that feels good, that is creative, that can let your light shine, that will heal your soul and feed your soul, that will just like literally like be in the moment. See how focused she is in that craft and how lost in the moment she is. And it's calling you to abandon yourself to something that feels good, while it's creating something bigger or smaller, depends on what your hobbies are, and to just get lost in there, forget the worries, forget the tower, forget the heartbreak, and just create for yourself to fulfill yourself. And through that you will heal yourself, and that might be the Page of Pentacles approach. By being a bit by creating something, you have a practical approach to counter the Three of Swords, and so you can reach the Nine of Cups energy. So yeah, I think these are Santa's messages for you, my dearest air signs. Thank you so very flippantly much for having supported my channel thus far. I hope to see you in 2026, and in 2026 we are back at the each individual signs, so it's no longer gonna be the collective air signs. It's gonna be, I think it's Aquarius, Gemini and Libra. So you three individually will have your own separate reads in 2026. Merry Christmas. Thank you for having been here with me again. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you. Merry Christmas, have a blessed holidays, and I will definitely see you individually for the 1st of January. They're gonna be like I already found the spread I'm gonna use for welcoming or closing 2025 and going into 2026. So, peace out, ciao ciao, love you, and thank you for everything.